guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Nancy from nancybadillo.com, and welcome to another series of Etsy shop critique. So today we're doing a critique on the store named Yelena Decoupage Chic by the owner Jelena. So thank you, Jelena, for letting me do a review, and let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I always look at is just the overall look of the store. So I see that you do have a banner and is you have the clock for like tea time. So I kind of get it. What I would do is maybe change the banner to something else that's more appealing and a little bit more clear, so people could understand what exactly you sell in your shop. Maybe brand it a little bit more. Um, it is cute. I just think that it could look a little bit better. That's all I think. Secondly, I see that you have two feature images here, and then you have this open space right here. I would add an additional feature image, maybe add one that is the one that you sell the most. That way you could showcase it right here. I think it would look better if you had three than just having the two by itself. And that was it from like the first glance of things that I said that maybe needs to be changed. I do like that you have your title here and you have your keywords from your store. Maybe here what I would do, instead of having your store name and your name again, because you already have those keywords here, I would put like a little tagline here about your store, like a branding tagline that you could use all across like your social media and also on Etsy to create like a brand. So I would maybe work on creating a tagline. Other than that, it's really nice. You have your location on, so that's really good, so people can know where you're from. You have a great image about yourself, and then down here, I would. Where is it at? Sorry about that. Let's see. Let me look through it again. Maybe you do have it updated. Oh, maybe it is updated, so never mind. So you do have your picture here, so that's great. So let's go ahead and get started on the listing that I did a review on. So I did a review on this beautiful tray right here. And the first thing you want to look at is the pictures, because when a person is going to click on the actual picture, that's the first thing they see. And then after that, that's when they see the pricing, and they might read the listing description and so on. So the picture, I would say try to make use of all 10 available spots. The more pictures you have in different angles, in different lighting, maybe different backgrounds, maybe a picture of you using the actual tray, it does help a lot more. May show off the product in different angles. I know that you have it this way, so that's pretty good. And you have it in this side. When you do a picture like this and you're gonna show it in different angles, make sure that the picture looks complementary, like the cropping of it. It looks like it got cut off right here a little bit. So these are the 4 pictures you have. So I will add additional pictures. I would maybe, I don't know if it's just the picture, but it looks a little dark. Like you see how right here it has like a little shadow. And yeah, it is the picture. The shadow. I would put this somewhere, either light, natural light, like taking the picture outside. If not, you could buy a light box. I don't know if you ever heard of these before. Let me Google one so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So they have these light boxes, something like this, and you could put the actual product inside of it and take a picture of it, and it gives you that white natural like background. No, you shouldn't use too many colors in the background, because it would distract from the actual item. So you want to use subtle background, so anything white, maybe beige, but not too dark, not too many colors. And the nice thing about this, it distributes lights inside of it really well. So when you take the picture, it's really clear. You're not going to get that shadow effect right here. And they have light boxes for different size. So you would just need to buy a big one that you could fit your bigger items in there as well. And they have also, just to keep in mind, they have some light boxes that have a hole on the top up here. So you could take the picture looking down on the item. So if you have an item, you want to take a picture of it from front and then looking down at it, you could do that as well. So you just have to play with it when you go Google it to find one that works that way for you. But I do recommend something like that. That's gonna make your pictures look more clearer and nicer, to be honest with you. So that would be my recommendation. Also, what I would do is at the end of this, at the end of the pictures, maybe add a call to action. So maybe say something like, click below to read listing description on this beautiful wooden tray, and then anything specific about it, you could add it there. Um, and it's just something that it makes people, it's like a call to action. You're telling them what to do, like click below to view. And the longer they are in your page, viewing your product, reading the listing description, the more chances of them buying your product will increase. So I would recommend adding a call to action. Another thing that you should do is add a call to actions that says, please like this, please favor this item, and have like a little arrow pointing to the heart. The reason why is because anytime somebody favors your shop or favors an item from your shop, if you were to make any changes on sales or promotions, they get an alert saying, this item has gone down on sale, or one of your favorite items is on sale now. So they get a notification. On top of that, if they ever go back to their favorites and they're looking at their favorites, then they could see, oh, I do like that and I forgot about it, and then most likely go back and buy, even though they didn't buy the first time. So that's just a suggestion that you could do in your photos. So let's go ahead to the actual SEO. So you did do a good job of adding the keywords. I would not use dashes. Use comma to separate the keywords. That way, Google and XC knows that this is one keyword here. This is another keyword. If not, it seems like this is all one long keyword. So just make sure you separate with commas. This is the listing description I use. I'm using XC Rank. It's a free tool. I'm going to leave all the tools that I'm using on this video below on the text box description. That way you can use it. And XC Rank is free for XC sellers. You just sign up, upload your profile, and it's going to give you information about your store. And then you can use it for so many things like SEO research, keyword research. You can use it to see what your competitors are doing and so much more. So I recommend using this. The first keyword that you have is serving tray, and it makes sense because that is a serving tray. However, as you can see here, is very high in competition. All these red ones, they're too high. That means that there's so many people competing for the same keyword. So therefore, if you wanted to rank organically for that keyword, it's going to be very hard because there's too many people using it. For instance, if you were to Google, or not Google, search serving tray on Etsy, you see that 111,000 other people are using the same keyword. So what happens now is that you're competing with 100,000 people. And if you ever ran a Facebook ad, your pay per click for that ad is going to be very high because there's a lot of people competing for that same keyword. So you need to be, it's kind of tedious, and I'm in the same boat when trying to find keywords. Sometimes it's hard. You're gonna have to like play with it. You could put like roses serving tray, something like this, and kind of see how many more. So if you were to do that, you see how it went down to 3,000. So this one would be an actual good keyword for you. You're only competing with 3,000 other listings, and the potential of you ranking on the first page are really good if you do your SEO on page factors done correctly. And that means if you have your titles done correctly, if you have your keywords in the first 90 words of your listing description, and if you sprinkle your keywords throughout the listing and then also throughout your whole page. And I'll explain that in a few minutes. But this will be a good word. So you will have to play with it and find new keywords that you could actually rank for. You could also do that up here. If you were to go up here and you put in the keyword roses serving tray, it's going to spit out additional keywords. So roses serving tray and you press get keywords, it's going to spit out more additional keywords. And then you just have to kind of go through them and see which ones are low competition that you could compete for. Some that are too high, I would just stay away from them. But like this one, rose serving tray, that's a perfect one. Rose tray, that's another one. Vintage, if your item is vintage, that would be a good one. And you kind of got to kind of go through it. Red rose, so yours I don't believe are red roses, so I wouldn't pick that one, but that one's low competition if you do have another item that has red roses. So you kind of go through these and see which ones. Roses serving tray, I think that's the one that we have done. Which one kind of goes with your listing, and start creating a list of tags or keywords that will work for you. And you will do this and then change the keyword around and kind of write it up here and get more keywords until you find really good keywords. When you're looking at the median competition, I would try to stick with anything below 6,000 search listings, because even at 6,000 it could get a little bit competitive, but anything below 6,000. And when you look at low competition, you want to do anything above, I would say, 600. You don't want to do something like this as 54 other people were listing. That means that most likely no one's really looking for that keyword. So your chances of selling are very slim also. So you kind of want to have it in the medium of 600 to like 6,000. Once you get all the new keywords, right, you do the research, you get rid of the keywords that you currently have that are too competitive. Any green ones, you put them in the front of your title, and that's for on-page SEO factor. So you start the title with the strongest keyword that you have, which means the one that you might get the most traffic from. So you start the title with that one, you add all the other ones at the end, you put a comma. You're not going to fit all 13 tags in here, but fit as many as you can. Do not leave any space. Use every space possible you can, because that's how the more keywords you put in there, the more chances of somebody finding your product and buying from you. So once you put all your keywords here, you want to put your keywords in the first 90 words, because that's how Google finds your Etsy listing on Google or Bing or Etsy search results. So you want to have that main keyword. Let's say this was the main keyword. You want to put it here. Check out this wooden serving tray that I painted, blah, 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 and then put it right there. I'm also keep in mind that the first wording right here should be very enticing, because that's the snippet that people will look at when somebody Googles your item. So you see how it says here, I painted this rectangular wooden tray. This is how your listing looks when somebody Googles you on Google. This is how it looks. So you want to make sure that it doesn't get cut off like it did right here, and that it's very enticing, making somebody want to click on the actual listing, go to your Etsy page and buy your product. So just make sure that you write something enticing. And then make sure that once you work on your keywords, that you put them on the bottom, all of them, like you did on the ones you currently are using. And you did do the category correctly. I already had checked that for you. So great job at doing that. If you ever have an item that you don't know where you should place that item in, Etsy has a category tool. You go in there, you put in the description of the item, and it tells you where it should be. And that's another mistake that a lot of people make. So their items never get found because they're in the wrong category. But yours is actually in the right category, so you don't have to worry about that. So that's the SEO factor of it. You have to change the keywords here. Make this enticing. Add the keyword there. Make sure you add the other keywords throughout the listing description. That way you're found on the search engine results. And another thing would be, the third thing that we're going to move on to now is the listing description. So this part here is very important as well. What you write in here is important to write a listing description that pretty much explains everything and anything the potential buyer might have a question about. So you make sure that you write how to order, what is included, how to take care of it, like you had written in here, the size of it, the shipping policy, the return policy, a link back to your page, which you have done. That's excellent. Um, Make sure you do all that. The reason why is because this is what they read, and if they can't find the answer, some people might message you, and some people might just leave your store because they don't want to message you or do anything additional. And this is also how you build credibility. So just make sure that you answer everything. Make sure you divide it into sections so it could be easy to read. So you could put up here description and what it's about, how to order, and then how to order. You put everything, size and color, and then you put it there. And that way it looks more attractive, it looks cleaner. Also, keep in mind that on this page, the only links that you're allowed to put are your Etsy. That's why this link is a hyperlink, which means you could click on it and it will go to your homepage. And this link here is not hyperlink. You see how it's not working? That's because it's taking your potential buyer to another page, and Etsy does not like that. However, you could add it's not that you can't add it. It's just that, what I would do is I will remove this link. It looks spammy, and you see how this is so long here with the little numbers here. I will remove it. Doesn't look nice. So what I will put is follow me on Facebook, and then just put the handle name. So this is your handle name on Facebook. And then follow me on Instagram and put Instagram, and then put the handle name. This is the handle name. That's all. I wouldn't put this whole thing. However, you could add your links on the bottom of your page on your About Me section, and those will be hyperlinks that the customer can actually click on and go to your page. And I don't think you actually have them up right now. Yeah, so you don't have them up right now. So I would do that on your About Me page, About Me section, this section here. This section here. You could add your link, and that link, when you update it there, it will have a link for all your social media. So you could do Instagram, you could do Pinterest, you could do Twitter, your blog, any links you have, you put them there. And when people are reading on this section, looking at your updates and looking at the shop policy and all these things, they could actually click on it and go to your social media. So that's where I will add those links. It's not necessary to add them here. If you want to, you can. But here you should add your link to your page, a backlink to your homepage, and that's because when people are done reading, they might click on back, they leave your page, versus if you have the link here, they could click there and then it will take them to your homepage, therefore making them stay longer in your page. I will also have a way to contact you, whether it's email or Etsy. Make sure you let them know if you have any questions about the listing. Feel free to reach out to me and you can put an email, or feel free to reach out to me on Etsy. I respond within this amount of time. That way they know what to expect, and most likely send you a message about that particular item. But I would change this to add more information and make it more attractive for someone to actually buy the listing. So let's keep going. So looking at the page, like we were talking in a few minutes ago, your reviews, I did review them a little bit, and they do look good. So obviously your customer service is really good. People are liking the quality of your work. That's awesome. So that's helpful because there are people out there like myself that do read reviews from a particular shop before buying from them, especially when it's something unique and different like this, because you want to make sure that it's good quality of what you're buying. So that's pretty good. You do have updates, but you never did the About Me section. You don't have it in here. It will be between the reviews and the updates. I would recommend doing an About Me section because it builds credibility with the customer. It lets them know who you are, how you got started. Write your story. Everybody want to hear everybody's story. The nice thing about writing a story also is that if you do that, people understand like where you're coming from, if you're a single mom, or if this is a passion that you started doing when you were little. People can relate, and most likely buy from you as well. Some people are emotional buyers. So if you write a compelling story, most likelihood they will buy from you. Like I said earlier, have your social media accounts connected, have a cohesive look in photos. That's another important thing. All your photos should look like they come from the same store. um, so this one has a different background from this one. This one, you can, it's like kind of like unclear what I'm looking at. This one has a different background from that one. These two have like a different background from this one. What I would say is try to have, that's what cohesive means, is that all your pictures look like they come from the same place. If you're gonna use your name, make sure that you have them all the pictures as well, um, because it actually makes the store look nicer also, and it will stand out a little bit more. To be honest, it will give it a nice fresh look. And you do have pictures on here, and this is really good that you have these. Actually like this one with the white background. It would need to be fixed because you can see I don't know if it's a white background or paper or whatever you use it. I would just fix it because it is, you can see it there. But I mean, other than that, I mean, they're really pretty items. You just have to work on the photography a little bit more on some of these items. Some are really pretty already how they are, and then some need a little bit of work. But overall, if I was to say anything, I would say change all of them, every single picture, and make all of them in a cohesive look so they all could have the same background. I think that would make your store go from like this. It would transform your store, to be honest with you. And then your policies. You do have the policies down here written down. So that's really good. I will add maybe some of these policies, like the shipping and so on, to the listing description so people can know what to expect. A lot of people, they either don't know where the policies are or they never see the link here for some reason. So if you add in the listing description, I think it would be great help for those of them that don't find it. Just or you could add a link to the policy section. That way they could click on it and it takes them there. So that would be another way that you could do it. But other than that, the biggest takeaways are one, the pictures, we do them. Two, SEO. We do the SEO because that's vital for people finding your shop. And three, have a cohesive look. Make sure that your store has, that people could tell that it all comes from the same store. You do have beautiful items, they're very unique. So I do feel like there's a market for your items, and I do feel like you could actually sell a lot more than you have. I think is just changing the keywords and looking at what items you sell the most. Which ones you have the most views, the most favorites, the most sales, and adding those up here in your feature section. And why are those your top sources, of people liking, why? And then kind of analyze, is it the picture, is it the actual product, is it maybe that picture, it looks way nicer than this one. Also, what you could do, there's a company called Wodify. Let me look it up so you can see what I'm talking about. So Wodify, you could sign up. They charge anywhere from $5 to $30 depending on how much you make. That's how much they charge you on based on your sales. So they're not going to charge you very expensive price when you barely make any sales. So it's really nice. And what they do is that they, for 30 days, they show your pictures to other people, obviously to shoppers, and they'll show, let's say this is your main picture and your second picture, so they alternate these two pictures, so just to see what people respond to more. So they'll put this picture first, and they'll put that one, they'll search it again, and then in 30 days they collect the data and they send you information that shows you which picture drove more traffic and more sales to your shop. So if you do the new pictures, right, you update everything. You do pictures with white backgrounds, and then you update them, and you leave the pictures that you currently have as the second picture right now. You could test it. You could see if by changing the pictures, did it actually increase your sales, or keeping the old pictures, did those do better? Most likely the new pictures might do a little bit more, but this is a way that you could actually see what works better. So I would recommend, if you want to experiment with pictures and learn what people are actually clicking on, this would be the website to do it, because you can have a picture like this one that you have the T box closed on the main one, and then you have one open, and see which one of those two do better. And then if the one open does better, then you would do all your pictures with the actual lid open. That way, people will get that one instead. That way you can know which picture works better for increase of sales for your shop. So that's just a suggestion that you could do. I love that website, and they do a really good job. So it does help increase your Etsy shop sales for sure. I have a customer that used it, and supposedly her first month of using it, she increased her sales by $300. So I got in a couple people, other people that have used it as well, and they're in the midst of using it, and they said it has worked for them as well. So I would highly suggest it. So let's move along to Facebook. So I do like that it's cohesive in the sense that you have the same profile, you have the same timeline. That's good. Um, and you are posting. Anytime you post on Facebook, make sure you have a caption, a little bit more than this, and make sure you have a call to action on anything you do. Social media, call to action. Always tell the customer what to do. Tell them, check out this Tower Bridge T box, click below to view it, or click below to shop, or click below to learn more, or click below for details. Always do that. That way people um, click on the actual link and follow and go view your shop, or make sure that you like my page and actually like your page. So make sure you do that all the time. Now it looks like you do have a large following. I don't know if you're buying likes, which is a great thing to do on Facebook, but use this to your advantage right here. You have a large following. For the most part, I like Facebook, but what I hate about it is that when you post, you rarely get any traction, because your post is only shown to like 10% of the people that follow you. So even though you got 8,000 people, only 10% of those see it for some reason. Now, if you do like Facebook boosting, or if you do Facebook ads, then yeah, it's the best thing, because you're spending money, so they're putting your product right in front of thousands of people. But when you are doing it organically and you're not spending any money, I rarely spend any time on it. I do post, but when I do post, I do put a picture, I do a caption, I do a call to action as well. And make sure that when you're posting, it's not just about the product. Make sure you post about who you are and how you got started, and your passion and your story. Make sure you make it also personal, so people could relate to you. Post every single day, or at least every other day. I see that you went from June 15 and then you went to August 1st, so you're not very active on your page. Um, for social to grow, and for any social page to get bigger and go viral, you have to be social. That's why it's called social media. Hence, social means that you have to um, communicate with other people and be constantly using it. But that would be my suggestions for Facebook. For Instagram, you done. It looks like you're a little bit more active on Instagram. I like the fact that you have like personal pictures. That makes it more personal. People can relate. Make sure that on your business page you try to keep it more business related. And if you do post other items, try to tie it into your story, or try to tie it into the actual products that you sell. And the pictures actually look really nice on Instagram. It does have a cohesive look, I feel. Um, Also, here they have there's a company called Linktree, and I would put the link below as well. And Linktree, you could use the free version, or you could do the one that you pay, but you could do the free one. And the free one basically lets you add additional links here on your Etsy shop. I'm sorry, on your Instagram. You could add additional links to navigate or to send traffic to different destinations. So you could add a link to your Facebook, a link to your Etsy shop, maybe a link to your blog if you have one, or a link to your contact page, or a link to a newsletter, like a squeeze page to collect newsletter emails. So it's really nice. I would suggest maybe adding that. I will also take advantage of the profile right here, adding as many keywords as you can, describing exactly what you sell on your Etsy shop. Take advantage of always optimizing your social media presence and adding all that information in there. And then for keywords, make sure you are using all keywords. So that's really good. Also, make sure that your caption, it's like Facebook. Make sure it's enticing. Make sure you tell them, click bio link to shop, or click bio link to get promotion, or click bio link to save 15% on today's specials, or whatever it is. But make sure that your caption is longer than just the description or the name of the item. Make sure you write an enticing description that people want to click on the actual link and visit. Uh, the keywords, you're doing a good job of using them. The only thing I would suggest is that you use keywords that are not too competitive. What I mean by that, this keyword handmade, as you see, it has so many people using it. It's almost like SEO on Instagram. So for instance, a picture like this, let's say this was your picture here, the one with the soap. Um, because so many people are using that keyword, your picture will get stuck on the bottom of the feed. So a lot of people will not see your actual Instagram picture. If we were to refresh the page and go back to the soap, you see the soap page just went away. I was just talking less than 30 seconds. And if you look, now the soap is probably somewhere, you see, it's all the way in the bottom. It's already, so 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 24, 20. So more than 30 people posted within 30 seconds. That's because that keyword is too competitive. So therefore, that soap is gonna keep getting down and down and down. So when you least expect it, no one saw your picture. You posted the picture, it was up here for 10 seconds, and then it was shifted all the way down. Look, it already went, you see? It's already almost disappeared. It's already in the bottom feed somewhere. I can't even find it right now. And that's what I mean by using keywords that are too competitive in Instagram, or hashtags that are too competitive. The hashtags, I would say, try to use hashtags that people, let's say, like you use a hashtag that maybe there's 6,000 listings for that hashtag. Because if you use a hashtag that has 6,000 listings, then your hashtag will stay on the top up here for a longer time, for therefore more people will see the actual post. If you use a hashtag that has over 1 million views, guess what? Once you put that picture, like they say this picture that someone did right now, and within a minute or so, that picture is gone. You see? It's already gone. It's probably somewhere in the bottom feed somewhere already. So this is what I mean by that. Make sure that you could do that by just putting up here the hashtags, and it tells you how many other people are using the hashtag. So these are all too high, you see? So you will have to find keywords or hashtags that are lower than all of these. These will not work for you. So you just got to play with it though. It does take time to find good hashtags. Um, Also, if you ever wanted to give your Instagram page a little bit of a change, or make it more fun, there's a company that I use. It's called Style Stock Photography, and they have, like, I'll show you my page. They have like these type of pictures here, like stuff like this, like that one, this one, this one, this one, and they have beautiful images, different colors too. So they have like pink and blue and yellow and I mean, she has so many different options for you. And you sign up and you get tons, you get access to all her pictures, and you could use these for your Instagram. And it does make your Instagram more cohesive and very nice. This is the one of her promos, and she has different pictures that you could use. And I'm telling you, it's just impressions. When people look at your Instagram, the first thing they see is the cohesiveness. Does it look pretty? Does it look nice? Does it flow together? And it does make a big difference on growing. That's one of the factors that has helped me grow my Instagram account, has been changing it up and giving it a little bit of a oomph and making it look a lot nicer. And this is just another way to make your Instagram account pop and for it to look a little nicer also. So I will have the link below, so you could get it in case you were interested in doing that. But once again, you have a beautiful shop. If you implement those changes, you should see a increase in sales for sure. And I hope that this critique was helpful. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you, Jelena, for letting me do a review. Have a wonderful day, guys.